What I'm saying is
Totally.
the work that a pediatrician does, if they're doing the work properly,
Mhm.
has a tremendous impact in their community. And every little thing that we do, if we're doing it right, has a huge impact. It is extremely difficult to measure that impact because some impact doesn't have a dollar attached to it.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I
And so that
employability and
and then and then you're absolutely right. It's foolish to talk about shared savings when we're not spending enough to prevent disease.
yeah,
And so we're just shooting ourselves in the foot.
you're
We can have a
defining
short-term save, but a long-term huge spend.
yeah, and you're saving because you're changing from the acute care, sick care model to a preventative care model. But the preventative care model is really where we should be, right? So why are we measuring savings going away from what we shouldn't be doing? Why don't we just pay people and reward people for doing what they should be doing? And that's what I see as value-based care.
I think what they do is just like with anything in medicine, they take the adult model of
Yes,
something and try to
100%.
filter it down and squeeze the pediatric world into that model. And it never works. Just like the adult ERs back in the day, they should see children. We've already proven that you should have pediatricians in the ER. Same
Yeah.
thing with the hospital. And the reason that
Yeah,
you're
100%.
see the quality part of it, the QIP programs, they really do your checkups and you pass this metric, you will get X amount per member per month as a bonus to the practice. There's nothing wrong
It's
with
not a
that.
bonus, they're withholding payment from you, and then
Okay,
if they want to, they'll give it to you, but they can take it away anytime.
correct.
Yeah,
So,
that is the biggest problem too. They can take it away anytime, right? So what happens with practices is they go into a model and they're sucked in because it's okay, this is extra money on top of what we're going to pay you. But then when the contract is up, they cut their fee for service payments and they say, oh, we're going to give it back to you on the value based side. Okay. And then with the next contract, they cut the value based offer. And because of the monopoly that the insurance companies have on the market, this is not a workable system. That's really the problem. The problem is not paying for value. The problem is that the system is not set up to allow value to push the market for what it actually is worth, right? Because we have these artificial rules. We have monopolies with huge areas of the country that have predominantly one insurer that has a monopoly over the system. We have laws in place that say you must provide care in emergency rooms and those kinds of things. We have laws in place that say you have to provide the same level of care to all patients, no matter what their insurance is. So we can't do that piece that you were talking about, Herb, with the I'm not going to pay for a first class ticket and I'm not going to pay more
Right,
for X, Y, or
right.
Z. So we have all these artificial rules that suppress the market from really allowing us to value what it's actually worth. So I don't think the problem was with the idea of paying for value. And it doesn't just have to be per member per month dollars, right? It could be we can see that your practice is doing more with patients and we value that more. So your fee for service payments are going to be higher. Those are the kinds of things that we could be doing. Because if my practice is doing depression and suicide screening on every single adolescent 12 and up when they come into the office, and down the street, they said, you know what, that's going to take too much time and that might make us run behind and we might have to see less patients, even though there's a standard. My service is of a higher value than their service. But that's not how we're looking at value. And that's how we should be looking at value.
And
that's very
so
well said. But also what happens in pediatrics, because they're using the adult model to go
Yep.
into the pediatric model, they put the quality, and most pediatricians, I don't know if all, but most do the right thing. They do have good quality, right? But they tie it to shared savings. Now, if you do the shared savings, then they'll pull in the quality money. Then they'll give you then you did really good. And then we'll give you a per member per month. And then congratulations, you made share savings. In our clinically integrated network,